Stam Garden Center. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Enchanted Events Venue of Sigourney presents a formal dinner and silent auction fundraising for the children on Saturday, October 26th. Benefits go to funding for school supplies, winter clothing, and holiday gifts for students in need at Pekin, Sigourney, Keota, and Tri-County schools. Donations for area food pantries will also be accepted at the door. Cost is $25 per person at the door, or a table of 8 for $200. Donations are being accepted for the silent auction. Enchanted Events Venue is located just south of Sigourney off Highway 149 at 20595 255th Street. Fundraising for the children formal dinner and silent auction is Saturday, October 26th from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Reserve your seats today. Adam Clark for Sheriff. Veteran Integrity Leadership. Adam Clark, candidate for Keokuk County Sheriff, is a native of Keokuk County. He's devoted his adult life to service at both the national and community levels. In addition to his service as a law enforcement professional, Adam works extensively with local youth programs and is actively involved in the community. Some of Adam Clark's initiatives are to strengthen the Keokuk County Sheriff's Department. He wants to collaborate with communities countywide and work to establish a school resource officer. Vote Adam Clark for Sheriff at the general election November 5th. Delta Fire and Rescue presents the Delta Haunted House at 109 North Center Street in Delta. Admission is just $10 per person. The Delta Haunted House is open each Friday and Saturday throughout October and on Halloween night from 8 to 10 p.m. Food and drinks will be available for purchase, and now accepting cash and most major credit cards. It's the Delta Fire and Rescue Delta Haunted House, Fridays and Saturdays in October and on Halloween night. The Watch Your Opera House presents the Midwest Country Music Organization New Artist of the Year, Jordan Beam, featuring John Griffiths, this Saturday at 7 p.m. Tickets are just $10. Get them at watchyouroperahouse.org or get them at the door. See one of the Midwest's best with Iowa's Jordan Beam this Saturday night, 7 p.m. at the Watch Your Opera House.
As these Iowa skies.
Sigourney Keota football fans, Steve Shuttler Media is teaming up with Clint Dye of Tag Team Photography to bring you coverage of Sigourney Keota football this fall. You've seen Clint's fantastic photos of Sigourney Keota football over the last few years, and now Clint is bringing those talents to be showcased on Steve Shuttler Media. We're going to have pictures and action shots of each and every game, an in-depth article, and a video highlight of the game as well. You won't miss a thing with Sigourney Keota football coverage right here this year on Steve Shuttler Media.
And here's your host, Steve Shedler.
I am your host, Steve Shuttler. Hello. Hello. Good morning to you. It's a Monday, October 14th, Columbus Day. Having a good start to your day, and our morning wake up being brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery, located at Highway 92 East Oskaloosa. Experience the color Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed on Sundays at Stam Garden Center and Nursery, along with Autumn Acres that they have going this time of the year for all the fall fun that you need. Check that out, Stam Garden Center and Nursery and Autumn Acres. Of course, we are broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios. If my mouse would work, I would bring that up for you. There we go. Oski Dental Studios. 641-673-4845. Schedule your appointment with Dr. Schuster. They are accepting new patients. Oski Dental going to file your insurance forms for you. They're a dental provider at 902 South 17th Street, Oskaloosa. We thank Oski Dental and Stam Garden Center and Nursery. Let's take a look at our Bury forecast. Bury. It's cold. Our forecast brought to us by the Garden Gate at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney. Boy, those things at the top aren't very encouraging. A frost advisory for tonight. Freeze watch will be in effect for tomorrow. Let's see here. Let's get into it. Columbus Day today. Areas of frost this morning. Otherwise increasing clouds. A high of 56. A high of just 56 today. So, yeah, I thought there was a reason I was wearing a stocking cap this morning when I took the dogs out. It was cold. Some areas of frost late tonight. We'll have cloudy skies during the early evening, then gradual clearing overnight, letting in that cold air, a low of 33. Tomorrow, sunshine, a high, again, only in the 50s tomorrow. Frost for tomorrow night, clear, a low of 28. And then widespread frost on Wednesday morning, otherwise sunny and 61. Let's look at the details on that forecast. Again, the frost advisory and freeze watch. The frost advisory going to be affecting portions of southeast Iowa from 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. That'll be overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. The freeze watch will be from tomorrow night through Wednesday morning, and frost and freeze conditions could kill crops, other sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. I got to remember to turn my water off to the outside faucets tonight. So take steps now to protect those outdoor plants. Again, frost advisory for late tonight, overnight into tomorrow morning. Freeze watch in effect for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Current conditions, we have humidity at 79%, winds are northwest at around 10 miles per hour, the barometer at 30.26, dew point at 33, and according to the National Weather Service equipment right here in the studios, the Oski Dental Studios, we do have 36 degrees outside in Sigourney, Iowa. Your weather brought to us by the Garden Gate in Sigourney. I was just in the Garden Gate over the weekend on Saturday morning, picking up some nice fall flowers for my wife Stacy, who had her birthday yesterday. Again, our weather brought to us by the Garden Gate. Let's take a look at our This or That, sponsored by Stacy Flynn, the Legacy Insurance Group, and Welcome Realty. This is text, that is call. I am going with a text, please. Text me. If it's worth calling, sure, go ahead and call. If it's like an emergency and I need to know something right now and you need to tell me, like, yeah, I'd rather hear it from your voice than a text, then give me a call. But 99% of the time, just text me, all right? Are we clear on that? This or That brought to us by Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty, Stacy Flynn. Our question of the day. It's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa at 202 North Main in Sigourney. Goes up at noon on Facebook. What are your kids and or you going as for Halloween? Are your kids dressing up? Are you dressing up? Are the grandkids dressing up? Are your pets dressing up? That's what my wife does. She dresses up our pets for Halloween. So what are you going as, your kids or you going as for Halloween? What's the hot thing for this year for a Halloween outfit? Your question of the day brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney. Our tournament going on this month for October, it's Scary Movie Villains, sponsored by Mayhem Haunted House. I need to update their ad. Mayhem Haunted House had their trunk or treat on Saturday, and their haunted house is going to be going on Fridays and Saturdays through October into the first weekend in November. $15 for Mayhem Haunted House in Ottumwa. So our matchup today, how about this? Count Dracula going old school, yo. Count Dracula in black and white, nonetheless, on our graphic there. Going against Pennywise from It. Creepy Clown versus Creepy Dracula. Count Dracula versus Pennywise. Give a thumbs up on that post for Dracula. Give the heart for Pennywise. That post went up at 6 p.m. last evening. Goes through 6 p.m. this evening. Let's take a look at our brackets right now. Again, I'm having some mouse issues this morning. Yes, I do use a mouse. I don't use my finger pad or whatever you call it. There we go. We got our brackets up there. We got the Jason, Chucky, Jaws, Michael Myers, and Freddy have all moved into the second round. Dracula against Pennywise going on right now. Then we'll go down to the left with, another old school character, Frankenstein, going against Ghostface from the scary movies. That's what's currently going up. Our last matchup of the first round will be Hannibal Lecter versus Alien. The Xenomorph is what you call that from the movie Aliens, or Alien, or whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The creepy alien character. So that's your matchup for the Fun of It tournaments, sponsored by Mayhem Haunted House in Ottumwa for October. What's going on this week? We've got TNT Tuesday Night Tune-Up at Bridget's Public House coming up tomorrow night in Oskaloosa, 7 p.m. That's for local and area drivers. And we're going to have an interesting show tomorrow night. I know we're going to have some of the RC car racers tomorrow night, the remote control cars that are pretty cool anymore, pretty high tech. They can go fast. RC car racers going to be part of the show tomorrow night for Tuesday Night Tune-Up at Bridget's Public House. We'll be live at Bridget's, so make sure you check that out, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Safe Grafke is your host. Coming up on Friday, we'll have our Iowa Music Showcase at Barnwired in Sigourney. The redhead, Neva Alden, coming back to the Iowa Music Showcase. I think she was on back in December of last year, so we're having her on again this Friday from 11:30 to noon. It can be in person if you'd like it to be. You can come to Barnwired, watch the show, hang out, get something to eat, get something to drink, and listen to the interview and listen to the music from Neva Alden. Otherwise, we'll have it live right here on Steve Shetler Media for you, Facebook and YouTube. Friday night, football. We've got Pekin football. Pekin football with Josh Clubb, play-by-play. Zach Wise will be back with us for color commentary. We'll be on the road for the regular season finale at Louisa Muscatine. Taking that trip to Louisa Muscatine for, again, the regular season finale. Pekin with another big win on this past Friday. They got the homecoming victory over Wapello. And I'm going to guess that they will get the win over Louisa Muscatine as well coming up this Friday night. But you can tune in and watch it live. If you don't want to make that drive to Louisa Muscatine, you can watch it live here on Steve Shetler Media. I think we're going to have another nice night for football. We've made it through basically the entire season with really good weather on these Friday nights. And according to the forecast, we will be warming back into the 70s by this Friday. So looks to be a nice night for a road trip to Louisa Muscatine for Pekin football Friday night on Steve Shetler Media. Saturday, I'm excited for Saturday. I don't know if you saw my post that I put up last night, but we've got a big sports section coming up on Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Of course, we'll have Clint Weber from Pekin football. We'll have Jared Jensen from Sigourney Keota football. And as the bonus guest on Saturday morning, Mr. Bob Howard, Hall of Fame Sigourney Keota coach. Of course, he had other stops along his career, but I would say best known for his years at Sigourney Keota. They're going to be honoring Coach Howard Friday night at the Sigourney Keota football game. And then I talked him into sticking around Friday night and then getting up on Saturday morning with us. So, honored to have Coach Bob Howard as part of the sports section coming up Saturday morning live at Brothers Market in Sigourney. So it's going to be a good time. Should be a really good show. Get some memories and get caught up with Coach Howard because he's been retired for a year now. from football. So we'll see if he's going crazy, not actively coaching football, and we'll get caught up with Coach Howard on Saturday morning on the sports section. Plus, we'll have our playoff pairings coming out on Saturday morning. We might get them during the show, so maybe we'll have some late breaking news for football playoffs coming up on Saturday morning. Let's throw up some stuff for our community calendar. We've got the Mystery Firehouse Bingo coming up at the Richland Fire Station this Saturday. Let's see here. Following the Pekin FFA Trunk or Treat and Fireman Soup Supper event. So put that on your calendars. Free play, cash prizes, hosted by the Richland Community Club. So again, put that on your calendars for this Saturday in Richland. Let's see here. We also have a soup supper. Of course, it's that time of the year for soup suppers. And this one's in New Sharon with all your different soups there and maybe some chowders thrown in. It's a free will donation. Union Mills Church putting this on at the New Sharon City Park building coming up Saturday from 5 to 7. So take part in that. And then what else do we have? Let's give some love to the 2024 Mahaska Connect event coming up on Saturday, November 2nd from 9 to 1 at the Fellowship Bible Church in Oskaloosa. Love Inc. putting that on. So some different things going on our community calendar here on Steve Shetler Media. Let's jump in to our birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Nikki Leathers, your broker-owner realtor. Go to hometown-re.com for more info and listings. On the hometown side of things, local and area birthdays for today. My neighbor, Tiffany Tremmel, has a birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Tiffany. We've got Autumnal Radio's Greg List with a birthday today. Cass Mertz, she'd be my second cousin. Cass has a birthday today. Christine Kibbe, if you're from Sigourney, you know her as Christine Hahn. Christine Kibbe with a birthday today. My old classmate Ray Payne has a birthday today. And Nathan Fogel with a birthday today. So happy birthday to all of you on the hometown side. On the celebrity side, we're a little bit short on celebrities today. Ralph Lauren, 85 years old, from the world of fashion. Happy birthday to old Ralphie. Thomas Dolby, she blinded me with science. Science. The singer, Thomas Dolby, 66. Yeah, it was a weird song back in the 80s, but it was a big hit. I obviously remember it. Science. Thomas Dolby is 66. Did he have any other hits other than She Blinded Me with Science? I don't know. Natalie Maines, the singer from the Dixie Chicks. I refuse to just call them the Chicks. They're always going to be the Dixie Chicks. She's 50 today. I'm probably mad about something. She's always mad. Usher is 46, the singer. Usher, singer and entertainer. And then football's Jared Goff is 30. So happy birthday to those celebrities and our hometown birthdays. Our birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate, Nikki Leathers. All right, let's put my ugly mug back on the screen. How you doing? How you doing? We're doing the morning wake up. It's brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery, and we are broadcasting from the Oski Dental Studios on this day in history. Let's see here. On this date, 1912, according to this, I am not much of a historian, but on this date, I guess former President Teddy Roosevelt was shot in the chest while campaigning and actually continued to deliver his speech afterwards. That's a manly man right there, Teddy Roosevelt. On this date, 1943, RCA, the Radio Corporation of America, RCA completed the sale of the NBC Blue Radio Network to a businessman, Edward J. Noble, for $8 million. It would later be renamed ABC, the American Broadcasting Company. So a little bit of media history for you there. On this date, 1947, Chuck Yeager became the first person to fly faster than the speed of sound. Chuck Yeager. 1961, Alvin! The first Alvin and the Chipmunks show appeared on TV. And then on this date in 1978, a movie based on the TV series Gilligan's Island was on TV. Return to Gilligan's Island. I always watch the replays, the reruns of Gilligan's Island. I may have seen that movie once. Probably not worth watching again. Today on the National Day calendar, of course, today is Columbus Day, so the banks and the mailman have the day off. It's National Online Banking Day. Makes sense since the banks aren't open. It's National Kick Butt Day. All right. I'm going to kick somebody's butt. It's, according to this, it's Native American Day. They also call Columbus Day Indigenous Peoples Day. It's National Real Sugar Day. It's National Dessert Day. And it's Be Bald and Be Free Day. I'm getting mostly bald, but I'm not totally bald yet. So I'm not going to celebrate that day today. Take that. Kick Butt Day. I'm going to go out and kick some butt. All right, let's hear from some of our sponsors, including our headliner, Stam Garden Center and Nursery.
Stam Garden Center. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
Oski Vasati Pink is a refreshing, sweet, fizzy pink wine with tropical fruit aromas including pineapple and lychee, followed by the zingy green apple and citrus on the palate. It even complements milk chocolate. It's a great wine for celebrating big birthdays, family holidays, and weddings, or drink it with that special dinner. Oski Vasati Pink is available at Tassel Ridge Winery and at some of our nearly 400 retail outlets in Iowa. If you don't see Oski Vasati Pink from Tassel Ridge Winery in your favorite store, ask the manager to get it for you. Tassel Ridge Winery is located in Lyton on Highway 163 between Pella and Oskaloosa, and is open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 10 to 6, and Sunday from noon to 6. Check our website at tasselridge.com.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams.
Try it again. You're getting the hang of this. Good job.
American Family Insurance.
Contact Christy Tarr in Oskaloosa at 641-673-8965.
When shopping here at Helmuth Ford, we will do our best to put you in the vehicle that you want, that you love, and that is safe for your family.
Your safety is our focus. That's why we are a full-service repair facility.
We'd love to sell you a vehicle of your choosing. If we don't have it, we'll do our best to find it for you. If you're looking for a vehicle with low miles, a great price, and a friendly atmosphere, come visit us here at Helmuth Ford.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
See our full inventory at helmuthford.com.
Bridget's Public House is an Irish pub located at 208 First Avenue East, Oskaloosa. Bridget's Public House hopes you find it a warm, welcoming space that also serves delicious, unique Irish-based options created in their kitchen. And don't forget a cold beverage of choice. Located just off the square next to True Value. Come in and check out the unique decor at Bridget's Public House while enjoying a beverage or food. Follow Bridget's Public House on Facebook and stop in person at 208 First Avenue East, Oskaloosa. That's Bridget's Public House. Locally owned and operated. Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. It's more than a drugstore. They offer framing, merchandise like collectibles, a gift shop, crafts, college gear, and more. Plus cards, candles, and a whole lot more. Mahaska Drug is open late and on the weekends to fit your lifestyle. For more than just a drugstore, call 641-673-3439 or stop by Mahaska Drug at 205 North E Street in Oskaloosa. Mahaska Drug. It's more than a drugstore. Watch Pekin Panther football live right here this fall on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube with live announcers and an updated scoreboard, plus an area scoreboard to keep you updated on other schools of interest. It's Pekin Panther football live right here on Steve Shetler Media. Yes, indeed. We do have Pekin football here on Steve Shetler Media Friday night. We'll have the game at Louisa Muscatine. Make sure you tune in and follow along with all the action for the exciting Pekin Panthers. We're doing the morning wake up, brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery from the Oski Dental Studios. Let's do some things you need to know. Whoa. Some things you need to know. Analysts are saying that Netflix is going to be bumping up prices again in the near future, so paying more for the Netflix. How about Diddy? P. Diddy. A date has been set for Sean Diddy Combs in his sex trafficking case. That will be on May 5th, so several months away from that. Former President Donald Trump announcing yesterday that his youngest daughter, Tiffany, is pregnant. So congratulations to the Trump family. Michael Jackson. You remember Michael Jackson's son named Blanket? Blanket? How would you like to have that name? Blanket. Well, Blanket is 22 years old these days, and now goes by the name Big Jackson. Big. That's what he calls himself. He's not Blanket anymore. He's Big Blanket Jackson. I wonder if he's like, hi, I'm Big. I'm Big Jackson. Ow! How about Prime Deals? Amazon says their Amazon Prime Deals, Big Deals event was their biggest at Big Jackson. I'm Big Jackson. Prime Big Deals event was their biggest ever October shopping event. They say that Prime members saved over $1 billion. I saved even more than that because I didn't buy anything. See how that works? By the way, next up is Prime's 4th annual Holiday Beauty Haul, which will take place October 21st through November 3rd. So, save big money with Amazon. 7-Eleven. They are going to be putting 444 of their stores to rest soon, from Canada to Mexico, and also here in the United States. So a lot of 7-Eleven stores hitting the road. Elon Musk unveiling his robo-taxi last week at Warner Brothers Studio in California. There's no steering wheel, no gas pedal, and will be available for under $30,000. Would you get one? A robo-taxi is what it's called. Kind of scary. Robo-cars. Hurricane Milton dumping so much rain over parts of Florida's Tampa Bay area that it qualified as a 1-in-1,000-year rainfall event. St. Petersburg had a little over 1.5 feet of rain in that 24-hour period. Amazing. Speaking of hurricanes, with more than 6 weeks to go in the hurricane season, there's a good chance that catastrophic Hurricane Milton won't be the last storm to impact the United States this year. Of course, we'll be keeping an eye on the storms. And then Fonzie. Henry Winkler, of course, he was okay with playing Arthur Fonzarelli in Happy Days for 11 seasons. However, he didn't want to be typecast as that type of, like a retro guy character, which is why he actually turned down the role that ended up going to John Travolta in Grease. It could have been Fonzie. So that would have been interesting. Hey. Let's go to this. Today's Impossible question. Today's impossible question. 74% of people do not have this skill. What is it? Again, according to this, nearly 3/4 of people do not have this skill. Think about that for a second. Good morning to you, Bubby. Sandy, Sherry, Amber, Dan. Belated birthday to you, Dan. Nancy, Jackie, Pat, Kathy, Tamra. Hope you're all off to a good start today. And thanks for tuning in to the morning wake up here on Steve Shuttler Media. Today's impossible question: 74% of us do not have this skill. And what we're talking about is parallel parking. Do you parallel park, or do you skip it and go to the next open parking spot? I don't mind parallel parking. If it's like super tight, no, I'm not going to do it. But if there's enough room, I'll jump in there. Let's do some weird.
That is weird.
In the weird, more than 50,000 people going to be running the Chicago Marathon coming up this weekend, I believe, 26.2 miles. However, there is an IT specialist, a guy named Matt Brusick, who lives in Lincoln Park. He's going to be running his own marathon, and it includes 79 trips around his own city block. That is going to add up to 26.2 miles. He says, it's something really stupid and really silly. He says, but I'm silly and stupid, so it fits. He's going to be raising money for the Lincoln Park Community Services and the neighborhood's homeless community. So look for that guy running laps. He did get it approved by the city, and it is also an approved marathon by the Marathon Association. So 79 trips this guy's going to be running around the block of his neighborhood to complete a marathon in Chicago. How about this? A dozen people trapped at the bottom of a former gold mine in Colorado. They were rescued Thursday night. The elevator descending into the gold mine near the town of Cripple Creek had a mechanical issue, and that happened at about 500 feet beneath the surface, creating a severe danger for the participants. In fact, one person was killed. They were stuck in the mine for 6 hours after an elevator malfunctioned during a tour. Again, it killed one person, injured 4 others. They didn't tell the people that were stuck underneath that the person died until they got up and out of the coal mine shaft. I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the woman that was surrounded by raccoons in her house, and they were hungry. We do have a follow-up to that, as the woman's raccoon ordeal appears to be over. This is out in the state of Washington, as she had fled her home, called 911 last week after being surrounded by 100 hungry raccoons. We want food. They were all we want food. Police put her in contact with wildlife officials, and a simple solution was found, of course. Stop feeding them, you crazy raccoon lady. They say our wildlife conflict specialist met with the resident who has stopped feeding the raccoons, and the raccoons appear to have started dispersing. Yeah, you don't feed the 100 raccoons and they will leave you alone. So that easy solution to the raccoon situation. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder today, a man was criminally charged on Sunday after he allegedly attempted to teach his 9-year-old son how to drive a car. And the guy that was teaching his son got ran over by the 9-year-old, according to Toledo police. According to the report, 36-year-old Clejon Williams was attempting to teach his 9-year-old child how to back out of a driveway. They say Clejon was intoxicated at the time and got stuck, let's see here, in the door jamb of the car while his child sat in the driver's seat. And then the child, of course, didn't know whether to press, which pedal to press, either the gas or the brakes, and hit the gas. The dad was knocked down and dragged underneath the car. First responders transported Clejon to the hospital. His condition is unknown, but you're drunk and you're teaching your 9-year-old how to drive. Something bad is going to happen. Shall we do something that might possibly make you smile? Let's see if I can find what I need here. Let's bring that up. We do thank Lifetime Dental Solutions for bringing us something to make you smile.
Something that makes
smile.
And again, Lifetime Dental Solutions in Sigourney sponsoring Something to Make You Smile. Check them out at their new location at 115 South Jefferson in Sigourney with Dr. Stacy Freeze. And something that's going to make you smile. How about this? How about some camel news? Again, I think my mouse is not working correctly. There we go. Camel news. We all need some camel news to make us smile. 27-year-old Bactrian camel, a camel who lives in the United Kingdom, had stretched tendons on 2 front feet and was struggling to walk. Now let's see here. So a man made some new boots out of high-grade box calf leather along with surgical memory foam to give comfort to the camel's pads and the tendons at the back of his feet. So basically, custom-made shoes for the camels. I'm not going to spoil the rest of this story. This is worth reading. This is going to go up here in about 10 minutes, 7:45 this morning, on my Facebook feed. So check that out. Something to make you smile, always brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions. Camels getting some new shoes. Quite the story. Something to make you smile. Let's go to the duh.
Duh.
In some duh today, we go back to Hurricane Milton. Some people are just dumb when it comes to the hurricane. This guy evidently is one of them. They say it was a nightmare scenario for even the most experienced mariner, according to the Coast Guard. After a fishing boat captain was rescued from the Gulf of Mexico for the second time during the hurricane, he had been clinging to a cooler. Again, it was the man's second rescue that he needed in 4 days. The unidentified man and another fisherman were first rescued from a disabled fishing boat on Monday. The captain then returned to the boat on Wednesday late overnight to make repairs, and he got stuck again. So if you're not smart enough to stay out of the waters during a hurricane, I guess that's what you get. You have to get rescued twice during the hurricane. Let's wrap this up with some box office numbers from over the weekend. If you went to see a movie this weekend, which doesn't look like a whole lot of people did go to the theaters, it was for Terrifier 3, the new scary movie. Terrifier 3 brought in $18.3 million in its first weekend out in theaters. The Wild Robot, hanging around at number 2, it brought in $13.4 million. The new Joker movie is a big-time flop. It goes all the way down to just $7 million in its second weekend out. It has brought in just $51.6 million in its 2 weeks out, and it will continue to flounder. Beetlejuice is also at number 4 with $7 million. Piece by Piece at number 5 with $3.8 million. Everything is less than 3.8 with the Transformers, Saturday Night, My Hero Academia, or Academia, as I was trying to say. The Nightmare Before Christmas re-release at number 9, and The Apprentice at number 10. So not much money at the box office this weekend. Let's take one last look at our chilly forecast. Definitely feeling more like fall and kind of winterish. Our weather brought to us by the Garden Gate. For your Columbus Day today, areas of frost this morning, otherwise clouds and a high of only 56 degrees. Cold the next few nights with lows in the 30s. A frost advisory late overnight tonight and a freeze watch in effect for tomorrow night. So definitely getting pretty chilly over the next few nights. What else we got going on this morning that I want to tell you about? Video-wise, again, I'm going to have to get a new battery for my mouse. My mouse is just not cooperating. Video-wise, let's look up at the schedule. We've got In Remembrance Of coming up at 8 a.m. this morning. We'll have Successful Farming at 5:30. Real Talk with Pastor Aaron Fleming and myself at 6:30. And then we'll talk some pro wrestling with cards subject to change at 7 p.m. this evening. Okay, that about does it for today. We thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery. They sponsor our morning wake-up here on Steve Shetler Media. We thank Oski Dental for sponsoring our studios. That does it for today, and I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great Columbus Day. Celebrate Columbus today, and we'll be back at it tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We'll see if I can get my final graphic to pop up. Otherwise, I'm just going to hit the old stop button, and we'll see you later. Bye.